always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. I'm wondering if any of you have ever struggled academically. Oh, don't be embarrassed. It's all right. Have any of you ever had the experience of barely passing a class? Or maybe, better yet, have any of you ever had the experience of failing a class? Well, I want to let you know that if you've had any of these experiences, then you can identify with me because I have been there. Normally, I do good in school, but things changed during my junior year of college, Pastor Germany. Everything changed when I hit a speed bump called contemporary theology. This class was brutal because it was a trap class. And here is why it was a trap class. It was a trap class, first of all, because the class was only held once a week. It was one of those long Thursday classes at Oakwood. And I don't know about you, but for me, to be able to do good in school, I have to have a routine. And what would happen because this class was only once a week, I never got a good routine. I never got a good hold of this class because it was only once a week. Matter of fact, I must confess to you the fact that there were times where I actually forgot that I was enrolled in the class, so you know that I did not study for the class. It was a trap class. There was another reason why this was a trap class. It was a trap class because it was scheduled right after the most difficult class for theology majors at Oakwood. It was the class that is the anatomy and physiology, Dr. Jones, for theology majors, and that is none other than Greek. Oh, yes, Greek, the class that made you decide if you would be a theology major or a religion major. You see, religion majors would be able to skate by without having to take Greek. And so a lot of people dropped out of being a theology major and became a religion major because they did not want to take Greek. Well, I found myself spending all of my time working on Greek, studying for Greek, working hard in Greek. And then when I finished my Greek class, I turned around, and then after I'd spent all my time working on Greek, I would forget to spend time working on contemporary theology. It was a trap class. Well, there was another reason it was a trap class. I kind of hinted to it a little bit earlier. I'll let you know that the class was once a week. And because the class is once a week, that meant the class was 4 hours long. And 4 hours long in a class that is completely boring makes it a trap class. I don't know about you, but have you ever taken a class that just did not capture your attention? The subject matter just did not sit well with you. And there I found myself every now and again nodding off in class because this was a contemporary theology class, Pastor Germany. And in this contemporary theology class, it was the writings of theologians that had not mastered the gift of brevity. Matter of fact, these gentlemen actually mastered the gift of the run-on sentence. When you would read them, when you would read their material, you could never really figure out what they were saying easily. You had to go through long sections before you were able to figure out what they were saying because a one sentence could take up 2 to 3 pages. They mastered the art of the run-on sentence. And I actually came to the conclusion that they mastered the art of the run-on book because I could not follow what those brothers were saying in their writings. And so it made it a boring subject. When you've got a subject right after Greek, and when you've got a subject that is just once a week, and when you've got a subject that is boring, and when you've got a subject that you have to sit in that class for 4 hours long, that made it a trap class. And what ended up happening was, in this class, you had to take it because it was a major class. In other words, you could not get by without taking this class. You had to take contemporary theology. And so, being that it was a major class, you had to pass the class with at least a C or better. So when the professor failed you, what he simply would